What's up, everybody? This is Missy from Lansing Hoops, and today I'm going to go into a series that I've been talking about on my newsletter a lot lately, and that has to do with your core. So in this first video, rather than covering a trick tutorial, I'm actually going to dive a little bit deeper and share with you 3 rules that I have found that will apply to any trick that you want to learn. Now, the reason that you might want to know about these rules is that once you figure this out and you apply them to your hoop tricks, to your practice, to your drills, to your flow, you'll find that you can do almost any hula hoop trick or sequence that you want to put together. These 3 simple rules make up the core of all of the hoop curriculum that I teach. And anytime I share with a student, whether that's a new trick, whether that's a new sequence, whether that's a new choreo that we're going over, we always come back to these 3 hoop rules. Are you ready? Here we go. I call these rules the 3 rules of hoop peace. And the reason is hooping should be peaceful, right? None of us actually go around thinking that hoop dance is going to be this stressful, hardcore, really in-depth activity. And yet, often when we're practicing, we get so focused on trying to make the hoop do what we want it to do and get to the outcome that we think that we should be getting to, that we totally lose that hooping was originally meant to be fun and happy and playful. Instead, we start focusing and we get tight and we get rigid, trying to make the hoop do what we want. So, what are the 3 rules of hoop peace I've found to make your practice peaceful, make your tricks come out flawlessly, to keep you grounded in what your original intention of hooping was? The 3 rules of hoop peace spell out the word peace. And the first one is simple. The P stands for pulse, or move with purpose. So what does it mean to move with purpose or to pulse? Well, directly applied to almost any trick, but the basic of which is waist hooping. The main component of waist hooping is to pulse or push your waist back and forth or side to side. Now, seasoned hoopers know that when you start moving around and around in a big circle like this, your hoop falls to the ground, just like this. Pulsing. When I go round and round, the hoop falls to the floor. When I hand hoop, I push my hand back and forth, just slightly like this, in a pulsing motion. So, in other tricks, like an escalator, how do you move with purpose? Now, that's not necessarily a pulsing trick, but you do have to move your body in a very precise way in order to get that to work. So, in an escalator, moving with purpose means that you're keeping most of your body still, and you're only moving the part of the body that you mean to be moving. In this case, my hand and my wrist are hinging and my arm makes a slight movement. But other than that, my body is still. So moving with purpose means that you are only choosing to move what you need to be moving, and everything else is straight and firm. So what's the E in hoop peace? I tell my students to take it easy. So what does it mean to take it easy? Well, have you ever been hooping and realized all of a sudden your body was really tense, it was really tight, and you were pushing really hard? Would you say that that's taking it easy? I tell my students that the hoop is like an extension of your body. So whatever you're doing with your body, that's what your hoop will be doing too. So if you're moving really hard back and forth, or pushing your arms really hard, or throwing the hoop across your body, the hoop is going to react violently and move with that same energy. So if you want to get a really nice, easy trick, let's say like the chest roll, you have to take it easy. So relax your body, loosen up, work on responding to the hoop rather than reacting. And the third rule of hoop piece, the ACE, what I like to think of as the ace in the hole, is to keep your abs and your core engaged. We sort of demonstrated this with the first rule and the second rule when we talked about pulsing and how when you move in circles, the hoop falls to the ground, or when you're wobbly with your arms, the hoop goes all over. In the second rule, we talked about taking it easy, or when you become rigid, how the hoop reacts and becomes rigid with you. The third rule, the ACE, keeping your abs and your core engaged, is how you carry out rule 1 and rule 2. And what that means is that when you're hooping, you want to keep your back and your spine straight from your toes all the way to the tip of your head. Go ahead and try this with me. Take a deep breath. Okay, now let the breath go, but keep your body where it is. This is what it feels like to have your abs and your core engaged. So we're gonna suck in our bottoms, suck in our tummies, ground our feet into the floor, keeping our shoulders back. Everything is aligned from top to bottom. Now, when you're hooping, you always want to come back to this aligned position where everything is engaged. When you do that, it helps you be gentle. Remember this? My back and everything is straight, and that allows me to relax and believe that the hoop will go where I want it to go. When I'm not aligned, maybe I'm a little saggy or maybe my arms are a little bent, that's when I'll start to see the movement in the hoop that feels a little chaotic, like it's bouncing. Something like this, where I'm not straight, I'm not really standing up straight, I'm just sort of throwing it. My arms are bent. When I try to do a chest roll that way, that wasn't even fake. That was actually how bad it is if you're not aligned. When I stand in a sort of slouchy position, it makes it really hard to be smooth or to be gentle, which is rule number 2, to take it easy. It also makes it hard to follow rule number 1, or move with purpose, because the hoop starts being unpredictable and chaotic, and it's hard to relax and trust that it will go where you want it to go. Rule number 3 is actually where you should start. So keep your abs engaged, take a deep breath, stand up straight, tuck in your tummies, tuck in your bottoms, let that breath go, but remain engaged. And that's the 3 rules of hoop piece. We're going to come back to these 3 rules over the next few weeks when we touch on different core techniques. We'll do a recap video of waist hooping. I already have one of those and I'll link to it in this video. We'll do knees, we'll do ankles, chest, shoulders, pulling your arms in and out, and even spiraling the hoop up and down your body. All of those tricks will start with the 3 rules of hoop piece. So write these down in your hoop journals, ask any questions that you have, and get ready for our core series covering all of my favorite on-body tricks. Remember, the 3 rules of hoop piece are P, move with purpose, E, take it easy, and the ace in the hole, the ACE, is to keep your abs and core engaged. If you'd like to receive the next several weeks of core intensive tutorials that focus on exactly how to get those on-body techniques you've always longed to perfect, sign up and join us for this series today at LansingHoops.com/core challenge. You can find the link in the description below this video. Thanks for watching Lansing Hoops. See you next time.